Here we go again. This is an Ivana Gara apple blossom. It was outside. I did bring it in. I think I just set it there because it's the closest thing to where it was before. I don't think it has bugs and I haven't sprayed it, but they've been redoing the roof and there's all this nasty tar things on the leaves. So I need to clean the leaves off and probably spray it with some neem oil again. I do that periodically just because I'm paranoid. So I'm not actually worried about this having bugs, but it's more of a proactive thing. Oh, hello, my little Stellas. Stellas argentata. I have never seen this bloom. I've had it longer than some. I don't think I've done super well with it, but I kind of like the idea, as Danny says, like with the mask and then the plant being able to have the humidity from inside the mask. I've been doing that for a while on several plants, and this is one of them. So that's why this is so beautiful. It's just some lava rocks with distilled water. Doesn't smell, but it doesn't look pretty. I thought that that would be a super cute thing. Yeah, not so cute, kind of ugly. It is a regular mix, bark mix with perlite, charcoal, bark. It's the one from Fantasy Orchids that they mix up with some sphagnum moss. It's a thirsty plant, and I've never seen it bloom. Next. Here we go. This is another Gold Country. The guy that came a couple years ago and talked about Cattleyas a lot. This is what this is. RLC Sierra Garnet crossed with Sea Circle Spirit. Makes me want to eat peyote. Just kidding. This is a happy guy though. Needs to be watered. I can tell it's thirsty. Can you tell? But the new growth is looking good. It's happy. It's growing. And plenty of new roots. I find that sometimes I think a plant, a seedling, is doing great, and then I repot it and it does really bad. Let me give you an example of that. This guy. This is the first orchid I got at the Christmas Orchid Society meeting. And I think I'm killing it slowly with my love. Oh shit. Shoot. I don't think that wick is doing a whole lot there. It was in a slightly smaller container. In this container with the same thing, some rocks and distilled water, and I kind of left that as something it could always pull from. I just barely added the wicks to see if it would help. I don't think it's helping enough. Poor baby. I'm gonna repot that in just sphagnum moss and a little clay thing, probably kind of like this. That's a Cattleya. I probably have the tag somewhere safe. Dendrobium. doing good, growing, bark mix. Pink. I kind of have a soft spot for the pink dendrobiums. Because, what's his name? That funny guy. I think he's from India. I can't remember his name. He's on Facebook pages. And he has like 1 million dendrobiums just growing crazy. But he's not an addict, an orchid addict. I love him. Anyway, so that one's a pink. And that grew this year. I don't know if it's done or not, but it's doing okay, whatever. Oh, here's another Gold Country. I can't remember that guy's name. Oh, that's in there good. You're a little baby. BC Hippodamia 4N. So 4N, that has to do with propagation, and I can't remember it exactly, but it has to do with growing them basically by something 4 times. You know, when they get a trait that they like, they continue it. And so I'm sure this is going to be an awesome plant. I think I don't even know when I repotted this because I didn't mark it on the tag. It's happy. It's in a bark medium. Plenty of air. Looks like there's some sphagnum moss in there because it's a seedling too. Gotta love those seedlings. Haul them around for 10 years with no growth, and yep. Too much sun. I burned it. That's what those spots are. But whatever. It's okay. Can't be picky. This is one of the first semi-hydros that I tried. I think it's some type of Schilleriana. Oh, look, this has a tag. I got it from a grocery store. It's the only one I've ever seen with leaves. I've grown all of these leaves. The others have fallen off. And the roots are super funky on it. It looks ugly, but it's okay. It's happy. It's not on my critical list. But look at that. It's not even, it's literally just barely attached, if that. It was super attached, and I thought it was, there was a root curling around this, and then there was a root up here that was just the inside, no vellum. So I snipped it off, and then I pulled the root out, and it was like the really long root, and only part of it didn't have the vellum. The rest of it had the vellum, and I felt like such a ding dong. I really did. But I don't know, whatever. It is P. Arx Cassandra. Part of it is Schilleriana. And the fact that it had a tag in a grocery store was cool. I should probably flush that more, actually. Next, this is an epidendrum clippings from, and never have seen it bloom. It's doing okay. In this, there's mostly like lava rocks here, and then some sphagnum moss up here, because when I got it, it was just clippings. There was no roots. This is, can you guess? A Cattleya. I like the spotted ones. Pinkle. That's Pinkle. I have not repotted this. It probably needs to. It seems kind of attached and thirsty. So that's that one. I've only had that for like a year. I'm not even going to look for buds and whatnot. This is my bulbophyllum that I got from Andy's Orchids. That's that one. And I really dig this plant. When it is watered, it has orange root tips. It's so cool. It's beautiful. It's worth having just for the root tips. It's got new growths. It's stacking on top of each other, whatever, and thirsty. Ay, ay, ay. This one needs to go in the trash. This is one that I had in leca, in the balls, the clay balls, and it was not doing well, so I switched it to media, which I probably just should have thrown it away instead of wasting the media too. Oh, poor baby. Yeah, there's like 75 bucks down the drain. Bye, buddy. It did not like it. I didn't flush it daily. I didn't water it often enough when it had the balls. And that's that. It just likes to be flushed a lot. That, and I ended up tossing a Phragmipedium also that was doing great in semi-hydro as long as I flushed it like every day. Watered it every day. Didn't let it sit in anything daily, past a day. So yeah, that's that. Oh, this is my other Havana apple blossom, and I haven't looked in here for a long time. The pot broke, as I remember, and so I guess basically this has been in water culture unintentionally. It looks happy. Looks okay. Right? Can't complain. New growths. New roots. New growth. Yep. Let's see. Does this one have a name? This is like the apple blossom that I said I could probably collect just apple blossoms and have all the different kinds. This one is called Woodland. And I'd love to have all the apple blossoms blooming at the same time so you could see how much pink and how much yellow and the differences in them, even though they're subtle probably, but I'm weird like that. Oh, let's see if I can put this back in here delicately. All right, good enough. While I have this down, this is my first bulbo. Oh, I'm getting kind of sick of it, but I think I'm just killing it real slow. And I think it needs, I don't know what it needs. It needs more moisture. The roots never attach to what I have it growing on. This is the second mount I've put it on. I love that little guy, but it's a new growth. It's not a spike for sure. That is a new growth. That is looking good. There's a new growth there. I put that little rock there because sometimes I get really worried that, you know, when I do water it enough, it gets too moist and then rots. I've had it for several years. Need to cut that off, that off. That's an original, that's an original, and that's an original, I'm pretty sure. So, new. Extra small. But whatever. Probably should, I want to do that theory with the, like the pie pan. And yes, it's thirsty also. Sorry, that was loud. Okay, what else? Anything else? Come to me, mama. Oh, no. Oh, no, one last thing. This Vanda came from Fantasy Orchid originally. Ay. Vanda Pure's Wax. Amazing purple flowers. The roots on this guy are really cool. And the way Fantasy Orchid grows Vandas is in this little pot, you know, the square pot with their potting mix that has charcoal, perlite, and bark. So it seems to be doing okay in it. I don't know what to do about that necessarily, but I'm gonna leave it till I have to change it. And it's thirsty, but all of these that are branched off are new from this summer. All of these branches, and it has really, really pretty roots, probably because it's a purple flower, so it has pretty purple roots. You can kind of see this root, maybe. Not so much, but anyway, it's doing good. Got a new leaf growing in the crown there. That's still growing. Yeah, that can be cut off, but I haven't yet. And what's weird about this, when I bought this, see this clip or hanger or whatever? It was just around the roots. It wasn't even attached to the pot. So it was kind of growing crazy and not staying on the roots very well. I was worried about it, so I put it in there, even though it's in the original container in the clay pot. And I moved the clips to the clay pot. I like to do this where I make it secure, you know, so it can hold a lot of weight. And then I find funky curtain rods or whatever, and I hang them up there, and then I can plant, or I can hang my plants up there at different levels. And sometimes they drip, so, but what are you gonna do when you don't have space? Okay, next.